Hello, this is Edith Newmeyer, and I'm the author of the book, The Mystery of Adam. I just want to stress today very much that it is not my intention with my book in any way to put down men or to put blame for male dominance on just men. I have talked to many people, and I am kind of scared about the tendency that women have. They may say at first, well, we want equality, but everything in their behavior shows me that they are not interested in equality, but that they are interested in punishing men for what they have done to women. You know, when you read my book, you will know that I totally believe that male dominance has been happening for thousands of years, and it's still happening today. Legally, we may have rights. Legally, women may be protected. But yes, I see how much hate against women is still alive. However, I see the other side as well. I see that the hate against men has not been put away. It is not right to go from one extreme to another. And my book does not uh, want that at all. I do not believe that it was the men's fault that we were kicked out of the garden. I just um, listened to somebody say that, oh, and it wasn't just somebody, it was a conversation. Oh, because the man sinned, he was kicked out of the garden, but the woman wasn't kicked out of the garden. Of course, that was again because of the false translation in which Ha-Adam, which really should be translated as human being, was translated as man. And of course, we're not thinking man as in humankind or human beings. We are thinking in man as male being. So, no, that is not the truth. Both were kicked out of the garden. Both sinned. Both of them. Now, the woman first. The woman first. She first fell into transgression. And that is true. That is true. However, the man followed. Both of them. And so when you go after the fall, when they made the decision to listen to the serpent and to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, God calls them and says, hey, what have you done? And of course, God assigns consequences to both of them, because actually all three of them. The serpent, there's a consequence for the serpent. There's a consequence to the man, and the consequence to the woman. And after that, after God tells them, both of them, they did something wrong, then he says to himself, and I believe that is in Genesis 2 or 3 already. Let me check. I will check. Yep, it's in 3. And I can read it because I have a German Bible right now, but at least I can look it up. It's in 3. Genesis 3, and it's at the end of the chapter, starting with 22. 22 says that God said that the human beings, and in the German it actually says Mensch, which is the word for human being. This is the Mensch, the human being has become like one of us. And then of course he continues to use Mensch. And in 24 he says that he kicked out the Mensch, the human being. And of course, when we translate that word into man, then people assume, oh goodness sakes, only the man was kicked out and the woman just followed him. No, God kicked out both because both became like God. Both ate from the tree of not the knowledge of good and evil. Not just the man, they both sinned. As human being, which includes the man and the woman, it's not just the man. The man is not the only one who is a human being. Both of them are human beings, the man and the woman. So as the man and the woman, sometimes the Bible says the human being, the Mensch, the human being, or Ha-Adam and his wife. So they're already, and that is in that section as well, probably in 21 when he addresses that, the Mensch, the human being and his wife. Then also we can think that, oh, the human being is the man, and how about the wife? She is not a human being? Of course she's a human being. So here we already have that coming in, that distortion that the human being only consists of the man, which is not true. Because in the beginning, God created both of them human beings. And he called them both Adam, or human being, both of them. And so God kicks both out of the garden because still at that time they were one. They were one being, human being. So I'm amazed how these false translations, constantly I'm amazed how these false translations have such a huge effect on everything we believe. I mean, it is almost like, yeah, a domino effect. You know, you kick the wrong domino and it just goes the other direction. Everything goes the other direction. And that is not right either. We need to get this right. Because if we're not getting this right, there is no way we can ever see that we are one. The man and the woman is supposed to be one. And if we cannot be one as a man and woman in the church, then how in the world can we become one with God or with Christ, with Messiah? How can we become one with him and become Messiah, become Christ? It just will not work. Jesus pointed out very much that he wants us to be one, one with each other and one with the Father, with God. And we cannot do that when we cannot even be one with each other, or we cannot even see that. If we can constantly divide the sexes, we cannot become one. And somebody who wants to divide the sexes is far away from having gender equality. When we are blaming the other gender for the fall, we are blaming them for what happened to humankind, then We're not one. Now, I understand because of this false translation and interpretation, over time we interpret everything in the Bible incorrectly when it comes to Adam. Okay? Paul interpret things incorrectly in terms of Adam. Because Adam, when Paul talks about the second Adam, well, we think that the second Adam, and he compares the second Adam to the first Adam, we automatically think that first Adam was what? A man. And again, we're going wrong. Because no, when we talk about, when Paul talks about the first Adam, we should be thinking about human being. And human being including the man and the woman. Because the man and the woman sinned, okay, and fell, and disconnected from God. So my next book, and I probably shouldn't even start, but I will bring in my next book that I'm writing on. I am looking at that. I'm looking at the second Adam, or the last Adam, which is Messiah. And I'm comparing the last Adam, or Messiah, to the first Adam. Just like the first Adam includes male and female, the second Adam, or the last Adam, Messiah, or Christ, includes male and female. And that's the way we need to think. And we don't think like that today. We still believe Christ, Messiah, is made up of Jesus. But that is not true. When Paul talks about the body and the head, that makes up Christ, or Messiah. The body and the head is Messiah. The whole person is Messiah. The head, of course, is Jesus. And we do say, oh, Christ. The head is Christ. Paul said that. But I believe Paul didn't understand the whole mystery of the church and of Messiah. Because the whole mystery of the second, or the last Adam, is that we become part of Messiah. We become connected to him again, and then become one. And when we become one, we become part of Messiah again. And of course, that's a mystery, and I will be talking about that some other time, but I'm just bringing it up today because it is so important. Again, I'm going back to this idea that my book is not against men. I do point out about male dominance and the fact that it did happen. But I am not saying it was all, or is still all, the men's fault. Because I said that before. Even if, let's say, the men wouldn't have been the stronger sex, let's say it would have been reversed, that the women would have been the stronger sex, we would have had female dominance. Females are not any different. Women are not any different than men. Given opportunity, they will also dominate. I see this over and over again, even with women who say, oh, we want equality. No, so many women that say we want equality say, no, we want to rule. Men are bad. We want to punish men. We want to put away with men. And I say no. The Bible says no. Both of them are important. Both of them make up humankind. We cannot eliminate one. and believe that humans are still humans, because a trait of humanity is that they are male and female. And there's male and female traits, of course, in every human being. However, we are one and we should be one, especially in the church. Cannot expect that from the world, of course. But in the church, we need to become one, especially in the church. If we're not becoming one, if we're not becoming equals in the church, then there's no way we become one with God. There's no way. There's going to be always something that will keep us back. And of course, there are uh, Christians, they call themselves Christians, and they believe they're called complementarians, because they believe that God instituted a hierarchy in the church, and they go as far as showing that there's a hierarchy in the Godhead, which is absolutely ludicrous. When you're one, there is no hierarchy. There can be no hierarchy, or else you will not be one. So I am stressing this over and over and over again, that that's what my book is about, is oneness. And if it is about oneness, it's not about one being at fault or the other being at fault, or one being bad and the other being bad. It is about, we need to work together, and we need to become one again. And maybe I need to kind of think about this thing about oneness. Maybe we really can't become one unless we are connected to God, because we don't understand it. The concept of oneness, maybe we don't understand unless we are connected to God. So if we are connected to God, maybe it becomes really easier to understand the oneness. And yeah, maybe we need to start from that side. Hey, connect to Christ first, and then maybe you're realizing what it means to be one. Anyways, I will finish up today because our time is up. I want to keep it around 15 minutes. And so, well, keep studying, and I will see you soon.